Hello, friends. Today, I'm going to reveal an astonishing secret about how the habits of long-lived people affect not only our youth and health, but also our financial well-being. You'll discover why some individuals seem to live endlessly and at the same time lead a life full of abundance. Imagine not only extending your years, but also filling them with strength, inspiration, and prosperity. Sounds incredible, doesn't it? Then watch this video until the end to uncover the most guarded secrets that are usually passed on by word of mouth. Don't forget to leave your comment, hit the like button on this video, and subscribe to the channel. This will help us continue to delight you with more fascinating content. Many of us search for the secret of longevity, trying to understand why some people look and feel amazing at 70, 80, or even 90, maintaining a clear mind and a strong belief in success, while others lose their energy much earlier. Almost every culture has special rituals and traditions that help preserve vitality and joy. But the most striking thing is that these rituals often turn out to be not just a means of maintaining health, but also the foundation on which people build their well-being and prosperity. When we talk about long-lived people, we often recall residents of the so-called blue zones: Okinawa in Japan, Ikaria in Greece, Sardinia in Italy, the Nicoya Peninsula in Costa Rica, and the town of Loma Linda in the US. There, people not only live longer, but also have an amazing sense of inner happiness. What is their secret? And why do such different cultures agree on certain principles that directly affect not only lifespan, but also life satisfaction, and consequently personal achievements? First of all, the secrets of long-lived individuals are based on proper nutrition. But it's not just about dieting as strict limitation. It's about a culture of eating. In Eastern traditions, including Buddhism, mindfulness is emphasized, eating slowly, savoring each dish with gratitude. In Greece and Italy, there's a strong focus on fresh ingredients, olive oil, vegetables, and fruits, while in Japan, it's about seafood rich in beneficial omega-3 fatty acids. This kind of diet supports cardiovascular health, boosts the immune system, and reduces stress levels. When a person is strong, they have more energy and ideas for success in business, creativity, and career. But nutrition is just the tip of the iceberg. Far more important is the attitude toward life and the ability to stay active not only physically, but also mentally. Many long-lived people continue gardening or farming into very old age, engage with younger generations, and pursue creative activities. They never stop learning new things. This openness is key to continual personal growth, and thus to the opportunity for financial success. When we start learning something, our brain rejuvenates, creating new neural pathways. As a result, we feel a surge of inspiration, and ideas practically fall into our hands. Another crucial aspect is strong social connections. In long-lived cultures, people are used to gathering around the table to share a meal, exchange news, and laugh together. The elderly are not pushed to the sidelines, but are respected and honored as bearers of wisdom. In turn, the elderly teach their grandchildren wise habits and life philosophies. All this provides an incredible sense of life's value and confidence in the future. When you're surrounded by people who are positive and grateful, you begin to believe in success and in your own capabilities. And belief is a powerful force that opens any door before us. Let's remember that in Buddhist practices, people are taught to appreciate the present moment and meditate. It has been shown that meditation not only reduces stress and anxiety, but also helps the mind form clear plans for the future, make the right decisions, and rely less on negative emotions. If we carry this tradition into everyday life, we gain a colossal advantage. A calm mind finds solutions in the most challenging situations, adapts quickly to changes, and doesn't fear taking risks. Such individuals often become successful entrepreneurs or professionals, reaching unprecedented heights. Physical activity also plays an important role, but notice that in the blue zones, you rarely find people who exhaust themselves with extreme workouts. They choose moderate but regular exercise, walking, gardening, light running, or dancing to their local music. This creates harmony in both body and soul. Their bodies aren't used to grueling training, but remain toned because movement is naturally integrated into everyday life. Minimal stress and overall balance mean these people retain youthfulness and a positive mindset. When someone is brimming with energy, they can work more effectively and earn more money. Long-lived people usually value what they have and sincerely thank the world for each day. Such a habit charges them with optimism and forms a particular energy that those around them subconsciously pick up on. Here's an example. Imagine two individuals. One is constantly dissatisfied, always complaining and seeing only problems. The other delights in small things, a ray of sunshine, a passerby's smile, the chance to learn something new. With whom would you rather interact? Clearly, the second one. People gravitate toward those who can inspire and spark ideas. This second person often ends up more fortunate because they attract resources, contacts, and, of course, financial opportunities. Another aspect shared by many long-living traditions and various spiritual practices is respect for nature. Those who live long and happily often take care of the land, grow fruits and vegetables, and treat animals and plants with care. Feeling at one with nature gives a sense of support. You realize the universe is so much bigger than your problems. This helps you stay calm in times of crisis. When we don't lose our balance even in tough situations, our financial decisions are made more wisely, and we avoid frantic mistakes. Speaking of spiritual practices, we can't ignore Tibetan traditions. For instance, there's a well-known technique called Tummo, involving the generation of internal heat and the management of vital energy. From the outside, it may seem like nothing but exotic exercises, but in reality, it develops mental resilience and teaches control over emotions and even physiological processes. Those who have been practicing it for a long time report a high capacity for work and rarely suffer from burnout. And a high energy level is a key factor that not only helps you earn more, but also allows you to invest your life in the projects that truly bring joy and benefit. Let's take, for example, one story of an Okinawan centenarian who began each morning by smiling at the rising sun and doing a few light exercises before going to help his neighbors with their chores. He lived to be over 100, known for his cheerful nature. Friends and relatives claimed his secret to longevity was in his constant willingness to share. He shared not just physical goods, the harvest he gathered, but also his wise advice. This openness to life returned to him 100-fold. Whenever he needed assistance, the whole village came to his aid. As a result, he was never afraid of being alone and had support for his most daring undertakings. This example vividly illustrates how simple, spiritual wealth can ultimately lead to material prosperity. It's important to realize that physical health, mental health, and social connections are three parts of one whole. If one is missing, the entire system starts to weaken. A strong body enables activity, a clear mind fosters creativity, and a supportive community fosters confidence. Together, they form a stable foundation for a long and, above all, prosperous life. Self-belief is the binding element. When we truly believe we can improve our lives, we look for ways rather than excuses. That's why people who live in harmony with themselves and with others often achieve high levels of financial success. If we apply these principles to our modern reality, we'll see that success often comes to those who possess life energy, who don't burn out from the endless race, who don't live in fear they won't cope with tomorrow's responsibilities. People who study the habits of long-lived individuals create an atmosphere of joy, gratitude, and enthusiasm around themselves. That inner vibration, so to speak, attracts like-minded individuals, partners, investors, and clients. In other words, everything that leads to financial growth. We ourselves often gravitate toward personalities who exude calmness and inspiration, and where inspiration is, there are always new ideas. Moreover, don't think that longevity and prosperity are something unreachable or only dependent on where you were born. Certainly, environment and traditions play a major role. But even if you live in a megacity and rarely see greenery, you can adopt the principles that work in the blue zones. Begin by eating more slowly and gratefully, using more natural foods. Devote at least 10 to 15 minutes a day to meditation or any mindfulness practice. Definitely go for walks in the fresh air. Find a form of exercise you enjoy. It's not necessary to go straight to the gym. You can dance, do yoga, or swim. And most importantly, never forget to smile and be friendly. Give warm words to friends, colleagues, and neighbors. When a person smiles at the world smiles back. This positive attitude opens up a flow of opportunities. You just have to learn to notice the signals that fate sends your way. In Buddhist teachings, a lot is said about karmic laws. By helping others, we help ourselves. By practicing generosity, we become wealthier. If you want your life to become richer on every level, emotional, physical, financial, try to adopt these principles, as the long-lived do, in small steps. Let's pledge to smile more often, to be thankful for each new day, to work toward our dreams rather than be distracted by trivialities. By the way, another interesting aspect is the value of simplicity. Many long-lived people don't chase luxury and brands. They live modestly, yet don't feel deprived. They surround themselves with beautiful natural landscapes and loved ones, and they spend time in creative pursuits and festivals that bring neighbors together. As a result, they have no constant anxiety about needing to spend more and buy more. Instead, they have a unique currency, mutual support, warm relationships, and a meaningful existence. This approach indirectly affects finances too. When you aren't wasting your energy on envy or trying to outdo others, you're freer to invest in your development or business. Of course, it's true that a good standard of living requires money, as it provides comfort and broadens your possibilities. But in many countries, long-lived individuals show us that money is not the goal, but rather a tool that allows you to do good and improve the world around you. With this mindset, they multiply their resources without falling into an endless race for status. You can see a similar worldview in Buddhist monasteries. The monks may appear outwardly humble, but they possess deep inner wealth, and those who are inspired by their ideas often support them materially. Thus, a cycle of generosity and abundance is formed. It's worth mentioning that many people who embark on the path of mindfulness encounter resistance from those around them who don't understand these new priorities. But the example of long-lived people shows that time puts everything in its place. Consistent healthy habits, the right environment, spiritual practices, and constant gratitude for the world eventually bear fruit. At first, the changes may be subtle, but after a few months, You'll notice you react more calmly to stress, your body looks fresher, and your mind clearer. Then you'll develop confidence in your abilities, which will allow you to tackle new projects and endeavors. Thus, long-lived individuals demonstrate a holistic lifestyle that leaves no room for extremes. They avoid excess in food and consumption, but they also find joy in small things. They stay active, but don't overwork themselves. They are surrounded by close friends, but also take time for personal reflection. Their principles align beautifully with many spiritual practices, including Buddhism, and, most importantly, lead to higher quality of life in all its aspects, from daily well-being to financial stability. You can start adopting these principles today, choosing the ones closest to your heart. For some, it may be a revelation to take a simple morning walk in the park while practicing mindful breathing. Someone else might decide to reduce processed foods in their diet. Another person might invest more energy in communicating with loved ones and coworkers, sharing positive emotions instead of the usual complaints. The key is to remember that each such step brings you closer to the harmony that long-lived individuals enjoy. And believe me, when harmony appears in your life, financial success is much more eager to knock on your door. A harmonious person filled with energy, calmness, and gratitude is more productive, more persuasive, and more persistent in achieving goals. Summing up all the above, we can confidently assert that the secrets of long-lived people are a treasure trove of wisdom, which includes moderate and high-quality nutrition, regular activity, strong social bonds, spiritual growth, and life-affirming positivity. Together, these factors allow people not only to live longer, but to experience each year vibrantly and fully, feeling their own significance and power. As for how that affects success, I think you can guess. When you have happiness within, it creates favorable conditions for happiness outside, whether in a monetary equivalent or in other life accomplishments. Friends, thank you for watching this video all the way through. I hope you've been inspired by the ideas of long-lived people and their remarkable connection to prosperity. Share in the comments which of these habits you're ready to integrate into your life starting today. If we reach 5,000 likes, I'll definitely post a special episode on how to calculate your financial code using numerology and leverage that knowledge for your success. Subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to ring the bell to be the first to know about new releases. See you in the next video.